Hey folks, welcome back to class. Dr. Hodonu here, and today I will be talking about Chapter 4, the cell. This is going to be a highlight of the most important points, and I hope that you've taken time to read the chapter and look over the PowerPoints. Okay, we did say earlier that the cell is the smallest unit of a living thing. This means that every living thing on Earth is made up of cells, whether it's bacteria or plants or fungus or humans or cows or lions. We're all made up of cells. Okay, and these cells are belong to two different categories. The first category of cells are called prokaryotes, and the second category of cells are called eukaryotes. These are the two major categories of living things. The word prokaryote, the word pro in prokaryote literally means just before. When you think of a book, you think of the word prologue. That's the part of the book you read before you actually get into the meat of the book. And then the word carrion means nucleus. So before nucleus, before nucleus. And then you have eukaryote, which means true. And you have carrion, true nucleus. So prokaryotes are organisms that have no nucleus. They have no organelles, or no membrane bound organelles, and they're mostly unicellular. And then we have eukaryotes. Eukaryotes have a nucleus. They have membrane bound organelles. And they can be unicellular or multicellular. Okay. Organelles in this case are parts of the cell that perform specific functions. So let's talk briefly about prokaryotes. Let's talk about prokaryotes. A prokaryote is, like we said, is unicellular, so we have a single cell. Now this single cell has a region called the nucleoid. This nucleoid is where the DNA is present. It's just a region of a cell. It's got a bunch of granules inside called ribosomes. Ribosomes are the sites for protein synthesis. Proteins are the building blocks of the body. So everything about you right now, your hair color, your height, the shape of your cells, the shape of your organs are determined by proteins that come together. So we have the nucleoid, we have the ribosomes. We have what we call a cell membrane. The cell membrane separates the external world from the internal world, so it's a partition. And typically the cell membrane is what we call semi-permeable. Semi-permeable, which means it will let certain things in and will prevent certain things from coming in. This helps the organism separate the inside world from the outside world. There is the inside of the cell called the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the inside. It's simply the inside of the cell, and it contains everything that's on the inside. A lot of prokaryotes have an extra protection outside the cell membrane called the cell wall. The cell wall provides support and shape for the cell. So this is your typical prokaryote. There are other things that a prokaryote has, like it's got structures called cilia for movement, or flagella, a longer one. So the cilia are short structures that can help it move. And also it has, some of them have flagella instead of cilia, which is a much longer structure that can help it move. Then we also have, what else? I think there's a structure called the pili. Let's denote the pili using this. The pili is used for conjugation. That is for connecting to another cell that allows them to transfer genetic material. All right, that's about prokaryotes for now. Let's talk about eukaryotes. All right, I'm going to pause the video here to make it a shorter video, and I'll start with eukaryotes on the next slide.